Hi, everybody. Welcome to Texas Lone Wolf Miguel. Your source was Red Pill Truth.
Where did all the good men
Today,
go?
we're
Oh,
going
they're
to
at work,
figure
or
out
in their
what
car
in
commuting
the
to work.
heck
They
just
might be on their lunch
happened.
from work, or they're sleeping from doing so much work. Finally, they could be trapped in the nothing
Where
box
did all
and
the
staring
men
off
go?
blankly into the distance as a subconscious
Oh,
distraction
yeah.
from the perilous dread
Just
of
wait
work.
for it.
The average man will
I'm going to
spend
replay
at
this
least
one
one
more
third of his
time,
life
and I ain't
at
going to
work.
say a
See,
word,
we
all
as a
right?
society, majoritively, about 3/4 of us, in fact, are still telling men that in order to be valued, they should be able to provide for an entire family on their own, despite the fact that 7 out of 10 wives now earn as much or more than their husbands. So to answer the
Where did all the good men Where did all the good men go?
Oh, they're at work, or in their car commuting to work. They might be on their lunch from work, or they're sleeping from doing so much work. Finally, they could be trapped in the nothing box and staring off blankly into the distance as a subconscious distraction from the perilous dread of work. The average man will spend at least one third of his life at work. See, we as a society, majoritively, about 3/4 of us, in fact, are still telling men that in order to be valued, they should be able to provide for an entire family on their own, despite the fact that 7 out of 10
This is for the ladies who believe that there are no good men out there. And listen, I hear this all the time.
Wives now earn as much or more than their husbands. So to answer the question, where are the good men?
Where did all the good men go?
Oh, they're at work, or in their car commuting to work. They might be on their lunch from work, or they're sleeping from doing so much work. Finally, they could be trapped in the nothing box and staring off blankly into the distance as a subconscious distraction from the perilous dread of work. The average man will spend at least one third of his life at work. See, we as a society, majoritively, about 3/4 of us, in fact, are still telling men that in order to be valued, they should be able to provide for an entire family on their own, despite the fact that 7 out of 10 wives now earn as much or more than their husbands. So to answer the question, where are the good men with facts, they're spending most of their time burning themselves down at both ends, desperately trying to please people who don't actually need their money as much as they say they do. So I wonder, I really have this theory. If we were more vocal and expressive in valuing men for their presence, for simply being available for us, for being who they are, like we expect people to do for us, instead of constantly telling them that it was better when they just went to war and sent home a paycheck, then maybe we'd actually have a chance at getting to meet those men. But more importantly, if we removed these superficial standards, maybe they'd have a chance to meet themselves.
This is for the ladies who believe that there are no good men out there. And listen, I hear this all the time from my clients or just women in my
So, yeah, just wanted to say that the men have actually retreated from the dating scene. They would approach you, but, men just got to thinking on a second thought. Nah, she might call the cops on me just for the emotional thrill of it. She might get me fired. I think I'm gonna just. I'm good. I'm good. I'm going on my own way. I'm good. Let's play this, shall we?
life that are in the dating world. It's brutal. And I would say the top questions I'm ever asked is about my relationship. And quite frankly, I don't always talk about my relationship because, I don't want to flaunt it or make another woman who doesn't have a relationship feel worse. But then once I started sharing things about my marriage and my husband and my relationship, something else started to happen. Women started to become inspired by what I was sharing, and they got hope that relationships and good men or partners out there do exist. So I want to share one thing about what happened yesterday and how my husband responded. So we're going through a little bit right now in our lives. I would call this a season of waiting and a season of hope and then disappointment and patience and waiting and all of the things. That's the season we're walking through right now. And yesterday I received bad news. And he sat down with me, held my hand, looked me in the eye, and he sat with me for as long as I needed to be sat with. Now, my husband used to be a fixer. He would want to fix and offer solutions right away until I talked to him and I was like, hey, sometimes I just need you to sit and listen with me. And so I can tell that he's really been trying to do that in our relationship, and it's making the world of a difference. Now, I'm not kidding when I tell you that I sat there and cried for
Hey girl, one of the craziest
a good
things
30 minutes. He didn't get antsy or impatient. He just was kind and sat there and listened and encouraged and literally wiped a tear that was falling from my eye before it hit the ground. I literally say this because I know what it's like to want some things so bad that you don't think you can have right now. And it sucks because you want it now and you think you're ready for it now. And I just want to tell you, I believe in my spirit, my soul, my everything, that there is a person for you. And you might have multiple persons, and that's okay too. It might not be just one. Have trust and faith in your journey, in your process. It will unfold at the most divine time. And then after, you'll look back and go, it was worth the wait. If you have any questions, I would love to answer. I love getting your guys' comments and questions. So drop them below if you do. No matter what happens, always know that you are worthy of love in every form.
Hey girl, one of the craziest things about dating and what makes it really hard these days is that there aren't any, or let me just say this, as many nice guys as there used to be. And I want to talk a little bit about why that is. So, what I know is that oftentimes, a lot of people, based on
Where did all the
high
real
level
men?
of divorce that has happened in like the 90s, actually grew up with single mothers, and that relationship, oftentimes coming from a place of trauma, whether it's abusive, there's enmeshment, codependence, has created men that have resentment towards women. Now, for the men that don't have resentment towards women and are growing up and are still nice guys, what happens is that they start dating, and many of the women that they try to date are bored by them because they're so nice and are going for the bad guys or the bad boys. And so they try to emulate the bad boys to try to get new and different women. And so for the men that actually go beyond that and still are nice guys, what will happen is that they will interact with a woman, and what will happen is, because she has been traumatized by dating and maybe by her parental relationships as well, specifically her mother, her mother was in her masculine, or her father, that oftentimes women will be skeptical of guys that are actually nice, and they will be mean to them and test them because they are not used to a relationship that is accepting and loving. And so they will try to sabotage it in a way to try to see if it's real love or not. But when they do try to sabotage it, it actually creates disconnection, and a lot of people will step away, or the relationship will break up. This is why dating can be really hard. And if you're always asking yourself, where are all the good guys? This is what happens to the good guys every 10 years. And it's really unfortunate.
Where did all the real men go? Men that hold their word, say they're going to do something and actually do it, right? Open the car door for their lady, walk on the right side of the road. You ever notice that the world went to hell when it stopped producing real men? Keep pushing forward.
Where are the men? What happened?
That is a really good question.
I don't know who's to blame.
I could think of a couple possible
Ladies,
answers in
where
regards
have
to who's to blame, as I'm sure we all could.
Men don't want to be men anymore.
It's not that they don't want to be men anymore. It's that they've been told over and over again by society and various other groups of people that they're full of toxic masculinity, and the traditional ways in which many men behave is no longer wanted by a large number of people.
I feel like we're around a bunch of Peter Pans. What happened to men and values and family?
What motivation do men really have to act like men when all they get in return is condemnation, criticism, and disparagement?
taking care of their women and just being the man and the protector.
Let's not forget the large number of women out there that are constantly saying,
I don't need a man. I don't need a man for nothing.
so yeah, that's what's happened to men.
Where have all the good men gone? Do you want to know where they went? They have retreated to their homes. Do you want to know why? Because the good men are the ones that have put in so much effort and had women trash them for putting in the effort. They've had women take advantage of them because they want to be a gentleman, they want to open the doors, they want to pay for your dinner, and you just expect that that is supposed to happen. The idea that you should have multiple men pandering after you just to see which one is the best is atrocious. And this is coming from someone who very clearly wants traditional values in a man and in a relationship. But I am not going to be ignorant to the idea that I'm going to have to contribute something to that relationship too. I am going to have to put in the effort as well. I'm going to have to be able to communicate and have conversation and be really comfortable with who I am, but at the same time understand that if I want a man to be comfortable with himself, I am going to have to allow him the ability to feel comfortable when he is in my presence. None of this, oh, well, you have to do this and you need to do that, and if you don't handle this, then I'm out. Do I have expectations? Of course I have expectations. My expectations are rooted in having morals and values and being a gentleman and understanding what that means. That means that I am not taking advantage of them just so that I can get a date.
So, anyways, so you watch some of those videos. What happened? Where did all the men go? Well, women got creeped out. They started tattling on the human resource. Men got in trouble. Or they called the cops. Cops come and warn the man to leave the woman alone. The woman just got so excited for a little bit of tension and drama. Okay, the men said, okay, officer, no problem. We ain't going to bother the women. See, men are busy doing their own thing. Oh, okay, let the women do what they want. We do what we want. So what happened here? See, the power dynamics shifted in favor of the men. Men started building up their money in the bank and what have you. They built themselves up. As the saying goes, there is no one stronger than one who built himself up. So anyways, that's a short video for today. Where did all the good men go? Well, think about it. Women, you caused a mass exodus. What do you expect the men to do? They can't read minds. If they come and offer to open the door or offer to hand you the help that you want, then you turn around and call them creeps. What do you expect them to do? Take it? Men have actually opted out of the relationship itself, approaching anybody. Men started helping men. Because in the eyes of society, men look at each other as brothers. Say, hey, brother, do you need help with this? You need help with that? And they go on about their business, and they forget about everything. So, what happened? Where did all the men go? I just answered that question. So you got answered from TikTok videos. Thank you for watching. You have a good day. Peace.